Hello, everybody. So I decided I wanted to do another dad advice video. This one's a little bit different, though. So I'm not giving advice to parents today. I'm actually just giving advice as a dad, as somebody with a lot of life experience. This is a lesson that I think we all need to learn sometimes, especially the young ones. Sarah just learned this one recently herself. Don't try and please others. Be yourself. Yourself is great. Yourself is awesome. You have to be yourself. I saw an old saying once, or maybe not an old saying, but I saw something on a video once that said, be yourself. Everyone else is taken. Why would you want to be like somebody else? Why would you want to conform to the way somebody else does things? You know, people want to be liked. I get that. We all want to be liked. But you can't want to be liked so bad that you change who you are, because then you're not you, and it's just going to make you unhappy in the long run. Don't worry about what everybody else is doing. Worry about what you want to do. Be yourself. Um, Sarah doesn't care what anybody thinks anymore. You know, and I'm glad she's finally learned that lesson, because the last thing that any young person needs nowadays is to try and be what everybody else thinks they should be. So be yourself. Be yourself completely, 100%. You know, I have a small circle of friends for that reason, because most of the friends I had, they wanted to make me who I wasn't. They wanted to turn me into somebody I wasn't. I don't party. I don't drink. I don't do all that crap. I'm not that person. I would rather spend time with my family than go out with friends. And that's just who I am. And I'm not going to change that. And you shouldn't change who you are just because a friend wants you to. If a friend wants you to change, they're not really your friend. So you can cut them out of your life and you'll be happier for it. Remember, you are awesome the way you are. You don't need to change. Now, granted, some people have issues and some people need somebody to help them up, and they may need to change. But that's rare. And that's because of other things like, drugs or abuse or stuff like that. In those situations, a helping hand up to get you back to who you are is what you need, not to change who you are. So this advice is for everybody. Don't change who you are, be who you are. And if you've fallen out of who you are and into drugs or depression or whatever, then get yourself back to who you are. Get back your positive attitude, because that is what's going to help you go far. I hope y'all have enjoyed this. I hope y'all have got something out of it. I know it wasn't really well structured, but I just felt I needed to get this advice out there, because a lot of people out there just think that they need to be somebody else or be what everybody else is, and you really don't. You need to be who you are. And I hope y'all have gotten something out of this, and I hope that y'all enjoy the content on our channel. Remember, we're here for positivity. We're always going to bring positivity no matter what. And what everybody else says, well, we don't really care. We're going to be us, just like I want you to be you. Laters.